A massive shape suddenly emerges from the water, breaking the surface like a submarine rising from the depths. First, two small eyes peek out, then a broad snout, and finally, a full-grown hippo. But this is no ordinary moment. It's the first breath of a newborn hippopotamus entering the world. And the fascinating part? It's born underwater. Yes, hippos are usually born beneath the surface, where their mothers immediately nudge them upward with their noses so they can take their very first breath. Now, this little hippo, which isn't so little as it can weigh around 50 kilograms, is trying to stay close to its mother while figuring out how to swim. But water is its first home, and the best part? It doesn't need to learn how to swim. It's a natural-born expert from day one. Most of its time will be spent in the water, but as soon as hunger strikes, it will be ready to nurse. And here's something astonishing. Hippo calves can drink milk underwater. Their noses and ears automatically close to prevent water from getting in, making this unique adaptation truly remarkable. From this moment on, its journey begins, a journey that's sometimes amusing, sometimes dangerous, and at times even downright destructive. Because a hippo isn't just any animal. It's the undisputed ruler of the water. It may look adorable, but this animal is a natural tank from the moment it is born. Like any other baby, it loves to play. But a hippo's games are anything but ordinary. It plays push and shove with its fellow calves, but the force behind these playful shoves is so intense that if you ever get caught in the middle, your story might just end right there. This little hippo swims alongside its mother, slowly beginning to understand its true nature. Its mother teaches it that no crocodile, no lion, and no other animal can dare to mess with a hippo. Occasionally, a foolish hunter or a wild buffalo might try to invade hippo territory, but the outcome is rarely in their favor. During its early years, the hippo spends most of its time in the water because its skin can't handle direct sunlight. Have you ever noticed that hippos don't come out in the scorching sun? That's because their skin dries out quickly, and they need something special to protect themselves. And nature has already provided the perfect solution, a natural sunscreen. Yes, a hippo's skin secretes a red-colored substance that shields it from the sun and keeps bacteria away. That's why some people think hippos cry blood. But in reality, it's their built-in protective lotion. But here's the problem. This baby hippo is still young and has yet to learn who really rules the land and water. That's why, when an older, more experienced hippo spots it, the lesson is delivered immediately. If the little hippo accidentally wanders into the path of a dominant male, it gets a powerful shove straight into the water. It's a harsh lesson, but a necessary one. Because one day, this baby will grow up and claim its own territory, and to survive in this brutal game of power, it must start learning the rules now. Now the baby hippo is a few months old, growing bigger and stronger every day. Where it once hid in the shadow of its mother, it has now started play wrestling in the water with the other young hippos. But life is never easy, and soon it will face its first real enemy. Who is this enemy? A ferocious lion? A cunning hyena? No, it is the same terrifying killer of the waters, a creature that can devour almost anything. The crocodile. While adult hippos are a nightmare for crocodiles, the situation is different for a young, vulnerable calf. When the hippo herd is resting lazily in the water, crocodiles silently glide through, searching for an easy meal. And their target? The calves who wander just a little too far from their mothers. Our baby hippo is one of them. In excitement, it ventures too far into the water, unaware of the lurking danger. And then, the water ripples, a shadow moves beneath the surface. And suddenly, the crocodile strikes with lightning speed. But just as it is about to sink its deadly teeth into the calf, a powerful force knocks it back. The baby hippo lets out a loud cry, sensing the danger, and in the next instant, its mother charges at the crocodile with full force. This is the moment the crocodile realizes its mistake. The mother hippo swims at 30 kilometers per hour, ramming the crocodile with her massive snout, sending it tumbling several feet away. Then she clamps her powerful jaws around it, exerting a crushing pressure of 1,800 psi, enough to crack a crocodile's skull. The baby hippo has now learned an important lesson. This world can be a dangerous place. If it wants to survive, it must always be careful and never stray too far from its mother. The baby hippo has now grown bigger and stronger. Its muscles are getting tougher, its skin is thicker than before, and most importantly, it has started realizing its own strength. It is no longer the innocent little calf it once was. Now it knows that in the water, it is not weak against anyone. And with this newfound confidence, it has developed a new hobby, harassing smaller animals. This young hippo often lurks around its mother, watching the smaller creatures nearby. Sometimes, when an unsuspecting crocodile is resting peacefully, it silently swims closer and then, splash, it suddenly thrashes the water, startling the crocodile, which quickly flees in panic. Occasionally, it even bullies birds. Some birds sit on hippos, picking off parasites from their skin. But if one stays for too long, the young hippo suddenly jerks its back, sending the poor bird tumbling into the water as if saying, "This is my spot, get lost." It is no longer a helpless calf. It is now a powerful young hippo, and soon it will face its greatest challenge yet, a showdown with the dominant hippo of the territory. And this battle will be anything but easy. This story began with a weak yet stubborn hippo, one that grew up, became powerful, was exiled, took revenge, and finally became the king. But if the life of a hippo has taught us anything, it's this: no kingdom lasts forever. Years pass. The once young and mighty hippo is now slowly aging. It is still strong, but not like before. Once, when a young challenger faced it, the fight would end in minutes. But now, battles are getting longer. Wounds that used to heal in days now take months. This is the law of the wild. The young will always rise to take the place of the old. And then, the day arrives. A new powerful young hippo stands at the river's edge, roaring just like this old king once did. This is the moment of truth. Will the old king step aside, or will he fight one last battle? But nature has already made its decision. The old hippo is slower, its jaws are weaker, its speed is not what it used to be. And in the end, what it once did to another is now done to it. It is defeated and exiled. This is the law of the wild. This is the rule of life. Only the strongest rule, until someone stronger arrives. The hippo that was once a helpless calf, then a fierce warrior, then the king of the river, is now an outcast, wandering in search of a distant lake where it might live out its last days. But its story is far from over. A massive shape suddenly emerges from the water, breaking the surface like a submarine rising from the depths. First, 2 small eyes peek out, then a broad snout, and finally, a full-grown hippo. But this is no ordinary moment. It's the first breath of a newborn hippopotamus entering the world. And the fascinating part? It's born underwater. Yes, hippos are usually born beneath the surface, where their mothers immediately nudge them upward with their noses so they can take their very first breath. Now, this little hippo, which isn't so little as it can weigh around 50 kilograms, is trying to stay close to its mother while figuring out how to swim. But water is its first home, and the best part? It doesn't need to learn how to swim. It's a natural-born expert from day one. Most of its time will be spent in the water, but as soon as hunger strikes, it will be ready to nurse. And here's something astonishing. Hippo calves can drink milk underwater. Their noses and ears automatically close to prevent water from getting in, making this unique adaptation truly remarkable. From this moment on, its journey begins, a journey that's sometimes amusing, sometimes dangerous, and at times even downright destructive. Because a hippo isn't just any animal. It's the undisputed ruler of the water.